guys, so today I'm going to show you a very cool looking trick, and this is what it looks like. So over here I just have the 4 aces. Now I'm going to tell you guys something called forcing. It's a pretty oftenly used technique used by magicians, and basically what it is if the spectator is, for example, choosing a selection, the magician would actually have complete control over what is going on in the situation. And the spectator, to the spectator's eyes, it appears that they have a free choice, but in reality, the magician has complete control over what is going on. So that is what I'm going to demonstrate today using the 4 aces. So basically in this demonstration, one of these aces is actually from a different pack of cards, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is, and I'm not going to influence you in any way to choose any specific ace. I would have the spectator have a complete free choice over which ace they want to name right now. So let's say they name the ace of hearts, for example. And I said, really? The ace of hearts? As you can see, all of these cards are from a red pack of cards, except for one of them. It's from a blue pack of cards. And as you can see, you could have named any ace, but the ace of hearts is the odd card out. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. What if I had not named the ace of hearts? Like, what if I had named the ace of diamonds, for example? Well, me being a magician, I have to be prepared for all of the outcomes. So that's why I can make the odd card out the ace of diamonds in this case. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking at this point, too. What if I'd named a different ace, like the ace of clubs, like a black ace, for example? Well, in that case, I'd have to also be prepared for that outcome, meaning that the only odd card out in this example is the ace of clubs. And actually, the ace of spades, in my experience, is probably the most popular ace, and it's probably the most named ace out of all the spectators. So whenever the spectators name the ace of spades, I'm always prepared for that outcome, and I'm always prepared for that card to be the one odd card out, just like this. Now, sometimes I actually don't even pay attention to the backs for this trick. Sometimes I actually just use all the cards from one single deck of cards. And it doesn't even matter which deck it is either. It can be from the blue deck, or it can be from the red deck of cards. It honestly doesn't even matter which deck I use it from. But now I kind of want to get this straightened out. Which color are these aces in the first place? Like, are these cards red? Are these cards blue? Like, I want this part to be all up to the spectator. So I want the spectator to decide, what color do you want these cards to be? Do you want these cards to be red or blue? Let's say they say red. Well, to be honest, I kind of wanted them to be blue, so I'll tell you what. I'll make you a little bit of a compromise here. I'll give you the red ones, and I'll take the blue ones for myself. And at this point, the spectator can completely examine all of these cards. There are no extra cards, no duplicates, no tape, no gimmicks. Everything is completely examinable at this point in the trick. And now for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So even though this trick seems like a heavily gimmicked card trick or just uses like special cards or something like that, this is actually a completely sleight of hand card trick. All it uses is just very simple things. All you need are 2 decks of cards, and you just need to get 2 red aces from one deck and the 2 black aces from another deck. That is it. That's literally all you need for this trick. There's no tape, no gimmicks, nothing like that. All you need is these cards right over here and just pure sleight of hand skill. That's all you need. And right now I'm going to teach you how to do this trick. So first, just get out red aces from one deck and black aces from another deck. And they don't even have to be from like the same brand. Obviously, these are both like monarch decks. These are just blue monarchs and red monarchs, but you guys can use like bicycle cards and monarchs, or like honestly, whatever combination of cards that you guys own would be perfectly fine for this card trick, all right? So basically, when you start out the trick, this is the position you need to be in, just 4 aces. It doesn't even matter which order they're in, because you are gonna rearrange them in just a minute. So first, you're gonna explain to the spectator the idea of forcing and how basically it looks like the spectator has a free choice of something, but in reality, the magician has complete control over what is going on. So at this point in the trick, you can actually have the spectator determine which of these aces has the odd color back out of these 4 aces over here. And at this point, the spectator can name any one they want to. And for example, let's say they name the ace of clubs. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get the ace of clubs, the card that they named, to the bottom of the pack, just like this, or to the top of the pack face up. And you're also going to want to have the colors always together. You're always going to want to have like the black cards together, the red cards together. You never want to have them interlaced like this or separated like this. You always want to have them together. So like if they name the ace of diamonds, for example, you want to bring both the red cards to the top, but make sure to bring the one that they named to the very top, just like this. So now you have both red cards here, but the ace of diamonds is on top, and then both the black cards are together on the bottom, just like this. So let's just say they named the ace of diamonds, for example. So you go into this position right over here, right? And now you're going to flip over the cards, and you're just going to perform an Elmsley count, a normal Elmsley count. I'm not going to go in depth of this part because I have done many, like tutorials on how to do the Elmsley count. At this point in the trick, you're just performing a normal Elmsley count, nothing special, nothing fancy here. So you're just going to take the cards, flip them over, perform a regular Elmsley count. The only thing you have to do is just take this odd card and leave it out jog, just like this. So don't leave it squared up, just leave it out jog, just like this, so that you can easily take it out, show that this card is the one that they freely named, just like this. Now take this card and put it on the bottom of the pack and then flip it over. And now you say, now I know what you're thinking. What if you had named a different ace, like the ace of hearts? Now you just need to get this card to the bottom of the pack, and that will make sure that when you perform your next Elmsley count, that card will show to be the only odd card out as well. So you just do another normal Elmsley count and show that card is now the odd card out. So now at this point, you put that card on the bottom, and now you just have to get the black aces to the top. So I just do that in a natural motion of reverse counting the cards, just like this. And I kind of like to do the ace of clubs first, but it all depends on which card they name. Like if they name the ace of clubs or the ace of spades first, then this part would be completely different in the trick, but you guys can just improvise and go along with it. So let's say the next one is the ace of clubs, right? And at this point, it's actually kind of funny because at first they saw all the cards were red except for the one blue card, but now they see all the cards are blue except for the one red card. And you kind of just like don't even pay attention to this part, but the spectators will pay attention to this part, and they're gonna just be so like confused and at what is going on. They're gonna be so amazed that you instantly just change the color of the cards so quickly. And at this point, you take this card, put it on the bottom, flip it over, and then just make sure the ace goes on top, and then move that one over there. So now you can flip over that, and then do another Elmsley count showing that that card is now the only odd card out, just like this. So now at this point, you take the card, put it on the bottom, and now you're ready to do the next part of the trick, saying that sometimes you don't even pay attention to the backs in this part of the trick. You just pay attention to the faces, or you can just say that all of the cards are from like the same deck, so it doesn't really matter about the backs or something like that. So at this point, you're just doing this false count showing that all of the cards are red or all the cards are blue. Basically, you just want to get the reds on the bottom, blacks on the top, or blacks on the bottom, reds on the top. It honestly doesn't matter which order they're in, but you're just going to take your hands just like this, and you're going to hold them just like this with your thumb on the bottom corner and your four fingers here on the bottom right corner, just like this, on the back of the cards. And at this point, you're going to flip over your hand. You're going to transfer the pack to your left hand now, but as you do this, you're going to take your thumb and peel off this top ace to the right, just like this. So you're going to flip over your hand, peel that off to the right, set it down as you transfer with the same grip with your other hand, and then do the same thing with your other hand. So just flip it over and then peel off the card to the left as you set it down, and then take this card, flip it over, peel it off to the right, set it down, and then take this card, flip it over, set it down, just like this. So it basically looks like you're taking the cards and showing that all of the cards are the same color back. And then in a moment, you're going to snap your fingers and show that they're all from the same color deck, but they're now the opposite color deck. And at this point, it's just very like confusing for the spectator. One more thing that I kind of just added into the routine, it's not even part of the original trick, it's just something I added in there to confuse the spectator even more. But what I did was I just take the top card and I say, now at this point, I don't even know what the color of these cards are. Like, are they red? Are they blue? And as I say this, I'm just going to flip over the top card, just like this. I'm going to say, so are they red? And then flip it back over. And then I get a pinky break underneath the bottom card and I do a triple lift. I flip over all these cards at once and I say, or are they blue? And I just flip over everything at once, just like this. And by the way, for this part of the trick, they have to be in the separated colors. Pretty much all times in this trick, they're in separated colors, order just like this. It doesn't really matter if they're red on top, black on the bottom, but you just say like, are they red? That's a single card. And then you do a triple lift. Are they blue? And then you triple lift again. And at this point, the spectator is just very confused. And at this point, you have the spectator name whichever color they want to. Let's say they say red, for example. And you're going to say, oh, I kind of wanted them to be blue. But if they say, oh, I want blue, then you just say, oh, well, I kind of wanted them to be red. So you basically just say the opposite color that the spectator said, and you just leave the cards here and you say, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little bit of a compromise. You can do whatever sort of magical motion you want, and then you say, here, I'll give you the blue ones or the red ones, whichever one they wanted, and then I'll take the red ones for myself. And at this point, you can even hand out all the cards to the spectator, and now they're gonna just be like peeling these cards apart, like trying to look for like double-sided tape or trying to look for some gimmick card or something. But now you've just impossibly made 2 of them red, 2 of them black, even though this entire time you've been showing all of the cards have like different colors on them, and it's just very confusing. But now at this point, when the spectator can examine them freely, the spectator is just completely in awe, just completely amazed. That is really one of my favorite tricks. It is very, very confusing for the spectator, but it is very fun to perform, and it definitely exercises your sleight of hand a lot. So hopefully you guys like this trick, and see you guys for my next one. Bye.